Hello everyone, this is CJNovo92 and today we're back with another brand new video. Today's video we are back amongst the football action as another trip to Tynecastle is upon us. But before we go any further on with today's video, a quick shout out to the channel sponsors themselves, OneFootball, whose link will be down there in the description below if you want a wee bit extra Rangers news. But back to business then, shall we? We have a game on the horizon, so let's talk about it. And as always, let's start off with the oppositional preview, which just happens to be for the 4th time this season. Hearts. And I've got to be honest with you, previewing this Hearts team is a very weird one to do because on one hand, you have a team that's been performing so poorly both on and off the park for so long now that despite their wage budget and how much they've spent, they're sitting bottom of the league, 4 points adrift. Hamilton. Yet on the other hand, you have Hearts at Tynecastle being one of the reasons we aren't sitting top in the league right now, because they are one of 3 teams so far this season that we've actually dropped points to. You think back to the last game, fresh off the international break, we were at the top of the league. We went away with a 1-1 draw from Tynecastle. It was very slow and very sluggish from us, but from a Hearts perspective, it's one of their most complete team performances that they've managed in a very long time. And I know there's a lot of people and a lot of pundits out there bringing that fact up that Hearts were able to get a draw out of Rangers the last time at Tynecastle. However, I think it's important to mention, and it's something that's getting a wee bit lost in the old fold, that Rangers and Hearts have played another twice since that 1-1 draw, and both games since have went heavily in favour of Rangers. The first one being a 3-0 hammering in the Cup, and the latest one being a 5-0 demolition job at Ibrox. But things are a little bit different at Hearts. There's a new philosophy, there's a new style, and there's yet again another manager, which will make it the 3rd manager so far this season to pit their wits versus Rangers. Now, speaking of the new manager, Stendhal, it hasn't quite clicked for him so far at Hearts. Usually when a new manager comes in, there's a bounce, there's a bit of a reaction, and there's a bit of fight for the team, that little bit of a spark. However, none of that has happened so far. In his first 7 games as manager for Hearts, they've only managed 1 win, and that was last week in the Scottish Cup versus Ayr. Now, I'm not taking a dig at the guy or trying to say he's doing a bad job. In fact, I think it's the exact opposite, given the fact that there hasn't been any reaction or barely any bounce at all. Goes to show you the type of mess that Hearts are in and the job that Mr. Stendhal finds himself in. But as I've continually said on these preview/prediction videos, no matter what's went on or what's gone wrong before a game, there is nothing more motivating than a game versus Rangers to go ahead and show what you can do. Everyone seems to get that extra 25% energy. Everyone tries that a little bit harder when Rangers comes into town. And when you just look at this Hearts team, when they can be bothered and when they can be arsed, they certainly have players in there that you can list as game changers and people that can create something out of nothing. And that right there leads us perfectly over to some latest team news regarding this Hearts team. Now, just in case you missed it, Berra has been completely axed from the squad. Soon as the new manager came in, he was told to go and find a new club. He wouldn't be playing for Hearts again, so you're not going to see him tomorrow, which I find very, very strange to think about. But it does tell us that we will be coming up against the former Rangers player Craig Hockett. And going from the last game, the person who will partner him in the centre-back spot will be John Souttar, as they held a clean sheet in that 0-0 draw with Ross County. Now, jumping away from the defence up to the offensive, you've obviously got the fact that they've captained Stephen Naismith, so you will be likely seeing him tomorrow versus Rangers. But there is more exciting news from the Hearts perspective, given the fact that they have announced that Liam Boyce has signed for them and he is expected to go straight into the starting 11 versus us tomorrow. Now again, there's nothing official to confirm that he will be a part of the starting 11. All we have is that Stendhal hopes that he will be ready to play versus Rangers, so at some point I imagine you're going to see him dependent on what the scoreline is. If we do see him tomorrow, even though I think it is a fantastic signing for Hearts, hopefully he has a crap debut. But taking a step back away from the individuals then and just looking at this overall team, as we mentioned earlier on, there has been a little bit of a change to the philosophy and the way that they like to play. And this is where I find it to be very, very interesting thinking about this game tomorrow versus Hearts, because previously we always knew what they were going to do. Even under the skinny Viking Nielsen, as he was temporarily in charge, you knew they were going to be very defensive. You knew they were going to park the bus, they were going to play their hammer throwers, and they were just going to try and dig in and stick in and cling on for dear life. But that mindset and that playstyle does not fit in this new manager's playbook, so it's going to be very interesting to see if he sticks with what he's always done during his time at Hearts, then previously at Barnsley, which is the high line. Now that could be very interesting to see, obviously with Jermain Defoe's movement, Ryan Kent's pace, Joe Aribo's pace. It's exciting thinking we may possibly play against a team that actually wants to play football for once. That would be a rarity in Scottish football. And I think with that being said, that is the perfect point to end this Hearts preview. Yes, they still haven't flipped that switch and started jumping up the table like a lot of people are expecting them to. However, they still have those dangerous players that are capable of doing anything on any given day. So it's definitely not going to be easy, and Rangers will need to be a hell of a lot sharper than they have been in the last 2 outings. Now though, with that done and dusted, we get to sit back and talk about what matters most to all of us, and that is Rangers. So let's just dive right into the official Rangers press conference. As always, we're going to just pick out a couple of things that really stood out to me, which I think is worth mentioning in today's video. The first one is going to be about the gaffer himself as he's approaching his 100th game in charge of Rangers. And I've got to be honest with you, I didn't care who was smiling and who was happy or me watching the media say that to Gerrard, or seeing Gerrard's response and reaction to hearing that it's been 100 games at Rangers, and you could see him thinking about his time at Rangers. You can clearly see by the way he spoke and the way he talked about his time at Rangers, he absolutely loves it here, and he left a little nugget at the end by saying, hopefully I'll be here for the next 100, end quote. And that quote right there just gave me a massive boost, man. It just got me thinking about Gerrard's tenure at Rangers Football Club. And I just wanted to open up and ask you guys, how are you feeling about Gerrard as your manager now that you're 100 games deep with a gaffer himself? Me personally, I couldn't be more proud of what he's done in such a short period of time at Rangers, and his impact on where we were to where we are now can never be understated, in my opinion. And also we have to give a massive shout out to his staff as well, who he never ever fails to mention whenever he reaches a milestone or he wins the manager of the month. He always says it's his staff of the month. So everyone at Rangers Football Club right now, 100 games deep. What a job, lads. But the last talking point from this week's press conference is back on the old football side of things, ladies and gentlemen, and it featured Joe Aribo, as there was a lot of questions from the media given his mindset now as he adjusted to life at Rangers, needing to win every game, and he spoke so positively about that, the fact that it's now all clicked for him. He understands now that it's not just about turning up every other Saturday or anything like that. He needs to turn up every single minute of every single game, and not only that, he needs to perform every single minute in training, or he won't get near the park at the weekends. And that prompted more questions from the media asking, is this type of pressure, needing to win every week and pretty much needing to win every single day at training, a good thing or a negative? Is it a bad thing or maybe a wee bit draining? He was quick to shuffle that to one side and say no, it's definitely a positive thing for him because it pushes him and the team to be the best that they can be. And I wanted to bring that up in today's video because when I hear that, it makes me so happy, because I think of all those bad years with all these players who just didn't get it, that the penny just never dropped, that you need to be at 100% every single second on and off the park when you are a Rangers player. But seeing where we are now, the progress that we've made, the players that keep joining the football club, seeing the penny drop right away and seeing that being bred into our players, to me that's everything, and the benefits are clear to see. But with that being said, let's take a wee trip over to the team news then, shall we? Because I have a massive smile on my face because I get to sit here and say this. Jermain Defoe has signed with Rangers and he's going to be here another year. Now, if you're a long time viewer of this channel, you know I absolutely adore the ground that this man walks on, and knowing the fact that he's going to be here another year both on and off the park, to me it's a massive win. So I just wanted to fire it back to you guys to see your reaction. Jermain Defoe has signed for Rangers. He's here for another year. What you thinking? Let me know. While you guys are hopefully let me know what you think about Jermain Defoe signing, I will let you know about the team news regarding injury status for tomorrow. Obviously, Alfredo Morelos is still suspended, so Mr. Jermain Defoe will be leading the line fresh off that new contract. You've got Greg Stewart, who unfortunately has been officially ruled out of the game tomorrow as he is not recovered yet, but there is a slim chance that he'll be involved in the next game versus Ross County. You've got Hilander, who's out of the protected boot, which is a plus and a bonus for him, but he's still a long-term injury. Tavernier is progressing well, but still nowhere near ready to be involved in the game. And I know there was a lot of clickbait rumours out there about this guy being injured or this guy being injured, but Gerrard confirmed there is a couple of bumps and bruises, but there's nothing that he expects that will rule anyone out of the game versus Hearts. So for me, that's a positive and that's a win, and we roll on. And that just leaves us with one last thing to go in today's video, and that is of course the prediction on. Now you know a little bit more about the fixture. What are you thinking about tomorrow? Let me see your scores and goal scorers down there in the comment section below. Me personally, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. I'm going to go with a solid performance from Rangers. Might take a wee bit of time to break down, but I think it'll be Rangers 2, Hearts 0. Now the goal scorers are where I'm really struggling because I've got 4 in my mind, so watch it be 4-0 to Rangers now and every single one of them to score. But if I'm cutting it down, I think Jermain Defoe will get a goal, because if you start him, he scores. And I'm going to back it one more time. Nikola Katic, big boy header. And now that me and thee have had their say, let's sit back, relax and hear from the people on Twitter. There's been 1,319 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved. 4% votes for Hearts, 4% votes for the draw, but the far and away winner with 92% of the people's vote is a Rangers away win. So let's see what they've had to say. Ian McDougall writes in, not expecting us to run away with this one. Tough place to go with a Hearts team that are always up for playing us. Going with the channel favourite 2-1 to the famous Jermain, New Deal, Defoe and Ryan Kenticles Kent with the goals. 3 points is all that matters to get us to 55. Blue Sea of Ibrox writes in 3-1 to the famous Katic header, Defoe goal and a cheeky Ryan Jack goal. Moan the Rangers. Hugh McKenzie also writes in 3-1 to Rangers, Defoe, Joe Rebo and either BB or Katic for Rangers, and Boyce will score for Hearts as they've signed him in time to play us tomorrow. Keemstar writes in Rangers 2-0, permanent Jermain Defoe with a dirty double. Barney Simpson agrees with Keemstar and myself by also writing in 2-0 to the famous with Kent and Jermain Defoe with the goals. Well done. Peter Ramsey goes back to the 3-1 to Rangers with Defoe, Kent and Ryan Jack scoring. Gustav then returns to the 2-0 by saying, I expect it to be a tough one. 2-0 Gers, Jack and Bonner, the left peg of Justice Bear with a free kick. Danny Taylor mixes up a little bit by saying 3-0 to the famous mate. Ideal world would see Defoe scoring after announcing a new contract extension just for the sweet, sweet clickbait in your video, bro. That would be glorious, mate. Philip Hugh McGregor writes in 2-0 Defoe and Katic scoring. Once again, mate, we're up here. Pistol7892 writes in, I'll take 3 points any which way. Going to be close though, as they always raise their game, but Defoe and Aribo will seal a 2-0 win. And the last one we read out in tonight's video, scroll all the way up there and we'll stop it right here. And it comes from Lockie Logan and he writes in 2-0 to the famous Defoe and Kent with the goal. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people, you've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. And as always, I've been CJ92. Thank you so much for watching and bye.